Today I'm sitting down with Olivia Galarde, also known as Livy Bear, so I have to call her that. And she is a $10 million agent alumni. So she is somebody that has not only talked about it, but she has actually built it and she's got the scars to prove it. And she's going to show us just, what it took to get there and what she's currently building today. So Olivia, thank you so much for being on today.
Yeah, thank you, Marissa. This is exciting. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, let's hit it right away. So tell me, 2025, what was your production and then what are you anticipating for 2026?
2025 is right under 16 million between two markets. So I am in Wilmington and Charlotte. So that was helpful being in two different markets. And then for 2026, I am pacing right around 26 million. So really hitting the ground running this year and just
Incredible.
hoping to get it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
That's
Yes.
that is phenomenal. And then tell everybody, what was the first year you broke 10 million?
Last year, 2025.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so 2025 you broke it and then you broke that's what people don't get. It's like getting to 10, once you do that, like listen to that. It's like first year 16, next year 26, and then
Yeah.
however high you want it to go.
It's
Yeah,
just
so
about, like,
that's
learning how to let it flow, like, not overthinking all the things too. Because a lot of the time when I was at 8,000,000 and I for 2 years, I was kind of right around that 5 to 8,000,000, I couldn't get past that, and I think that I was
mhm.
literally just spinning my wheels on so many different things that didn't matter, and when you're able to
Yeah.
step away from it, then you're able to, like, it doesn't matter. 16,000,000, 26,000,000, it's kinda the same at that point, it's just you're pacing at the
I
daily
agree,
limits.
and
Mhm.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it's like I think so too. Like, once you learn to break 10, it's
Yeah.
the systems and the structure are there. So so when you said you felt kinda stuck at that 8,000,000 just kind of for a few years, like, what kind of finally, like, broke past into 10?
I just felt swamped, like overwhelmed. And I think what really helped, honestly, was leaning back into my simple systems that worked. Um, I'm looking at my board right now. My physical CRM is my life. I swear I look at it every single day. I make my checklist from it. And like going back to the simple things that work and asking for help. So hiring another TC, hiring a virtual assistant was huge for me. Just taking a lot of the things that I would normally spend a lot of time admin wise on and putting it in someone else's plate, really allowed me to get back out and sell houses and do the business instead of focusing
Yeah.
really like on it and, focus on it. So yeah.
Yeah. What is, just for everybody, so people always like they're like, "I need leverage, I need help," and so TC's the easy one to start with, right? And then with the VA, like, will you just give me, like, a laundry list of tasks the VA
Oh my
does for
gosh.
you? So it's like
Yeah.
and I love that you're like, "I wanna get back out in the field and sell," which is your highest and best use, basically.
Sure. I mean, so one thing that I was struggling with is when I switched firms, my CRM, just getting my contacts changed over into the format that they wanted it in. Like it would take me 3 hours to do that. I sent it to her; it was done in five. She does. I'll like schedule out my social media stuff. She cleans up my calendar and my inbox. A bunch of just random one-off tasks that would take me a lot of time. I have templates on Canva that she'll go in and fill out for me. She does some admin work, like she can go into SkySlip for me and upload documents, things like that. So I could
Good.
just be, all of my bookkeeping she does too. So I just send her all my receipts, my bookkeeping, and she kind of does that. And we have a meeting at the end of the month. So a lot. I mean, really, you have to train them though. It took about 2 months of us working together and me getting a little frustrated and having to show her, I'm like, "What am I paying her for?" But now I'm like, "I would pay you double, like, don't ever leave me, please." Like, I can't do it without
Well,
you.
okay, so that is such a growth moment because I watch a lot of real estate agents, they hire people, like, they get to this point where they're so stressed out and then they just dump all the work and then expect it to go well, and then when it doesn't, they get pissed, and I'm like, "Come on, you have to train people," and so I think it's 90 days, right? Like, train people for 90
Right.
days, and if they're still not quite doing it right, maybe consider it, but most of the time, it's a training issue, so how long give me that story of, like, you hired her, weren't
Mhm.
happy with how it was going, and then you're like, "You know what? I better do some training."
Um, I mean, at first, I was just sending her emails of things that I needed, and then I realized that she was not doing it how I wanted, and I am a little particular on things. I know that I can micromanage sometimes. I'm trying to work on it. And so we got on a Zoom call and she's like, "Well, I need direction. Like, don't feel like you're talking down to me. give me step by step, break it down. I said, okay, I can do that. And so I got the Loom videos, and I just showed her exactly how I wanted things done. And there were nights that I stayed up later and I just made a bunch of Loom videos. But what's so great about that platform is once you make these Loom videos, you can record the screen. I'm sure you know how they work. Um, and I save them into my database. And so now anytime she has a question on things, I can reference back to those videos. So I did have a little bit of growing pains of having to make the hours to make those videos, and really walk her through it. The way she was doing things previously wasn't wrong. It just
Yeah.
wasn't how I was doing it, and I wanted someone to flow into my system seamlessly. And so that means literally having to show her step by step everything. Um, and that's the Loom videos were really how we did that.
Yeah, I'm super fan of Loom videos too. So it's if anybody listening doesn't know, it's like you can record your screen. It's got you in a little circle talking in the background. So
Mhm.
that's good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a huge pro tip, Olivia. So it's like, yeah, document the SOPs and make the videos and give it some
absolutely.
training time. So I love that.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about lead generation. So when you think back to like when you first started, what was your number one source of business? And is it still your number one source of business today?
Always gonna be the same, SOI, all day long. I think that I obviously have a little bit of a different platform. For anyone that might not know, I have my family builds houses and we sell in Charlotte and in Wilmington. So I did have that platform of that SOI being a little bit different from others. However, when I first got started, I wasn't really given the properties. I had to still work for it. So at that point, it was still open houses, social media, and SOI are my top three. Sphere of influence will always be number one, though. I mean, regardless of what I do, those I think will always be my top three, though.
Yeah. And I think yeah, I mean, I saw that with you. And then even with the family having the home building business, it's like that's stressful. Like people, it's like be careful what you wish for. So it's like like you had to earn every single listing that you got from the family. You had to deal with a cast of characters. And so I
Say
think
the least.
outside looking in, it could be like, "Oh, Olivia's family builds houses and she has all these." I mean, you guys build beautiful homes. Like your dad is such a visionary and even like how
True.
lot positioning all anyway, we go off. That's a whole other conversation, but I just it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is,
It's
or
not.
like
No, it's not. And even when I first got started, I was excited too. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." And I realized very quickly that it's a lot more work. When you are on that side of things too, you take the brunt of both sides, and so you do the physical work if it needs to be done too, and then you're doing the real estate side of things. You're doing literally whatever it takes, and it's earning it and showing that you're worth it to my father that was doing this for 30 plus years, and he had realtors that you have already trained and approved and that he had working. And it was definitely I had to show my worth there for quite some time. And it was hard at first for sure. And it still is dealing with family. I mean, my brother is the vice
yeah,
president, my dad is the president, and then my boyfriend is the project manager. And so it really is you bring it full circle, but it's also such a blessing. Like I love it. I grew up with this and it's in my heart. It's all I know how to do. Honestly, I could never see myself doing anything else. And then one day I truly want to be further in the new construction side of things, because that's just what I love. I love that side. And I have my team really do a lot of the listing and the heavy lifting on the listing part. But the acquisition the looking at lots, what can you put on here, what best fits, that's my jam. I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Well, you do it so well, and
Yes.
I love your family. You guys, you do it so well, and then I it's still a lot of work. Like that's where I'm just like, I hope people know that it's like it's not just like, ta-da, Olivia has these gorgeous multi-million dollar listings. It's like, and then and I watched it too. Like right when you had your groove and your footing with the Charlotte market, your dad's like, guess what? Now
Yep.
we're gonna build in Wilmington. Trey got some property under contract, so um,
And we're
just
flying under Wilmington now. We got a bunch going there. I've got some properties under contract on the beach that we're building or we're going to build. And so the acquisition there, it's the markets are so different because I always feel like Wilmington is so untapped, and it's because people don't see like potential with lots and what you can build in Wilmington like they do here in Charlotte. There's just so many more builders in Charlotte. The market's bigger, right? And so taking what we know and see here in Charlotte and bringing it to Wilmington is something that is so cool to me. And that's what I think really lights the fire under us because, like Noda, for example, if there's a new, Trey had an interview about Castle Street, which is downtown Wilmington, and we're building a mixed use building, 22 condos, some commercial stuff. And the interview was about how he's bringing the Noda style to Castle Street. And it's really cool because it fits, the cargo district. And
Yeah.
it's nice to blend the markets because it's untapped. So that's really cool.
That's fun. Yeah, I can't I
Sorry,
wanna check those
tangent.
out.
Tangent.
No, I was like, "This will wait." Okay, alright, I'll take it back to sales and
Yeah.
coaching and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
structure and all that. Okay, so I think I already know the answer to this one, but I'm gonna ask it anyway just for everybody. When you think of the specific systems we use in coaching, like top 50 safety nets with like monthly newsletter and sales pipeline board or like the money activities, like which one kind of stands out to you as like the most helpful to your business?
I think you know exactly which one. Mine is my physical CRM. I will use it over anything every day. And then my I brain dump pretty much
Oh,
every
brain
day
dump,
when I
yeah.
look at my physical CRM. I circle what takes 5 minutes or less, and I highlight or I star what's get me paid first. And those I prioritize throughout the day. And then if I don't get anything done on that list, the next day I look at my physical CRM and I brain dump and I add it to that one. So the simple things work best for me, and then the top 50, the safety net for sure. Once you get those systemized, I mean, my VA does my newsletters now, so I set it and forget it. Really, the only one I have to do in my top 50 is my personal touch. I have everything else
Yeah.
set up. Hmm.
Okay, I didn't even know that you were that dialed right now, that makes me so happy. I'm like, you are definitely yeah, like, you're definitely gonna blast past 26,000,000 because it's
Oh,
like,
that's
in the
fair.
the sequence, like, you did it in the right order too, because I watch it they're like, "I need to, like, automate and hire," and I'm like, "You don't even know what's going on." So, it's
Yeah.
like, you need to know what's going on in the systems and the structure, then overlay the people. So,
It took
I
like a
love that
year
you
of consistently hearing you say it over. I still have like all of your training booklets over here and I reference them. I still do because it's simple, not easy. And that's what I heard you say from the beginning. And it's true
yeah,
because you can get so caught up in these new systems and CRMs and things. But if you don't stick to the basics, your SOI is going to disappear, and that's always going to be my number one source of business. And I mean, just lean into the simple things that work. So
yeah,
don't
and it
reinvent the
just
wheel.
and you were kind enough to I actually got a graphic made of the sales pipeline board, the physical CRM, but for the longest time, anybody that saw the sample, that was Olivia's when she first started, and I think there were, like, what, like, maybe
3.
7 sticky 3? There's, like, 3 sticky notes on
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But I
there's a
haven't
lot.
like I like to bring that up because it's like, how many houses did I sell before my first one? 0. How many $1,000,000 listings before my 0, it's like so it's we all start somewhere and then you start stacking and sequencing. So, anyway, thank you for always letting me use that as
Of
the
course.
the
I loved
example.
it. I was like, "Oh," I would get so excited when I saw it come out. I loved it.
Yeah, and then it's like and then, like, look at your board now compared to that, right? Like, it's
It's honestly yeah, that's what I still look because it's the exact same board. It's the exact same kind of stuff or colored, sticky notes that everyone makes fun of me. They're like, "You can't use the bright blue, it's so ugly."
you're like, "It's
I
mine.
color code it.
It's mine and I'll do what I want," right?
Yeah, right?
I
Investors
love
are
that.
blue, Hallmark is yellow, my buyers are orange, it's fine.
Yep. I love it. It's for you. It's for you and about you. So it's like whatever you wanna do. Um, talk to me too, so, like, brain dump.
Mhm.
I do brain dumps and autopsies every day. So, like, are you a once a week? You said every day? I'm sorry, for every day you're doing them.
Every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Almost every single day, like, even Saturday, Sunday, even for personal things, I brain dump now. And I highlight or I circle what takes 5 minutes or less, and then I highlight what's gonna get me paid first, and those are the tasks that I prioritize throughout the day. The 5 minute or less, just knock them out. I mean, eat the frog. I will sit there and if I write a task down that's not on my brain dump that takes 5 minutes or less, it's gonna sit there for probably a week just because 'cause I'm that kind of person. You know what I mean? Just I have to sit there and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do my 5 minute or less, and I'm gonna circle them, and I'm just gonna do it?"
Yeah.
Um, so sticking to that definitely every day I have to brain dump so I get those things done.
Yeah. Well, okay, so then talk to me, like, give me, like, what does your schedule look like? So somebody that's about to do 26 plus million, what do you so you kind of alluded to like pipeline work every day, brain dump every day, but like what does the day and the week kind of stack look like for you?
I really try to take my mornings slower because as soon as I get going through the day, I don't stop. And so the mornings are when I like spend time with my dogs. I'll go outside, water the garden, ground
Yeah.
myself a little bit. And then by 7:30, 8 a.m., usually like 8 a.m., I'm looking at my pipeline. I'm doing my brain dump, having my coffee. By 8:45, I'm usually in front of my computer and doing emails till about 9:30 or 10. Hopefully I'm done by then. And then it depends on the day after that. Mondays and Fridays, I have my team meetings. So Mondays, I'm in person with my team and we're in the office. Fridays, I have my one on one autopsies with each agent directly. And then in between Tuesdays, I have Hallmark team meeting on Tuesday afternoons. Every other Tuesday, I have my firm team meeting. So I really get like Wednesday and Thursday are my days to do like the out in the field task work if I need. But
Okay.
most afternoons, I'll jump by a job site or 2, check on progress, that kinda thing, and then I make sure I schedule time for myself too. I ride horses, so I always tell people, "You have to schedule time for yourself." You told me this one time, if you don't, like, schedule and time block it, people are stealing your health, and it's the truth, and so I every Wednesday and Sunday, I have time blocked off, and then I usually go once or twice more, but I go to the barn probably about 6, 7 at night, and I'll stay there for a few hours, turn the phone off, can't get up with me.
Good.
Mhm,
Yeah, and
mhm,
I like so it's the way that it's like protecting the morning for you,
mhm,
protecting your horse riding, right? Horseback riding. So I'm not a horse like I like horses, but I don't know what I'm talking about. And I like
I
the
love
outfit
it.
that you got, by the way.
I think
I can't wait. I
don't
cannot
embarrass me
wait.
anymore. You already called me Living Bear, you
Okay,
can't
all right. I won't talk. Okay, follow her on Instagram and you'll see her horseback riding stuff. But I like that. So it's like but that's such learned behavior and
Yeah,
discipline to, like, do like,
truly.
again, like what you said, simple, not easy, but to actually execute it, turn the phone off, like, no and I like that it's like you're not doing 100 things at once. You're like, "These days are for the sales team, these days are for the building company, these
Mhm,
days are for the real estate firm." So,
mhm.
think that's
Yeah,
I think
Monday,
that's
Friday's
really
team. I can't mix it, I have to, like otherwise it's too scrambled in your head, and that's when you have to separate things because I have 3 different companies, that I'm working for. So I have my team, the building company, and then I have Galardi Development too. So I have to separate them, like, days-wise, otherwise it's a mess.
Yep. Yep. And you're doing it well, so here we are. Tell me, too, so, like, with identity, so, like, is there anything that changed in how you think or operate that would either surprise people or helped you, like, just kinda get in your head with how you think about who you are?
Yeah, for sure. When I first got started, I saw myself as just the sales rep, someone that could sell houses or was trying to, and um, I did kind of get in my head about the opportunities that I had that, other people were like, oh, she has it so easy. She's got these opportunities. But then once I started to put in the work, I realized that everyone has opportunities. It's just about seeing them and executing them. And I think what shifted is how I look at things to see opportunities. Because there's opportunity in everything in real estate. There's so many avenues in real estate to be successful. It's not just selling houses. And I don't know who I was talking to, but it was just shifting that mindset of how you look at things and not just transactional, not just one transaction to get that one paycheck. It's the bigger
Yep,
picture.
yep,
A project may take 5 years, and that when I used to think about that, I'd be like, "Oh my god, 5 years, like, that proj" now I'm like, "Heck yeah, that's, like, awesome. We can build 22 units and, it's whatever in 5 years, let's do it?" So, actually, I hope we can build 22 units faster than 5 years, but
yeah.
you know what I
It's
mean.
like I do, because it's like, I mean, I've got a deal that I've been invested in for a decade, and I know that sounds like forever, but I mean, it'll, like, 5 to 7x by the time we exit, so, like,
Yeah.
what else was I gonna do with that money and time, right? Like, so
Mhm,
I think it's
mhm.
just, when you first start, it's learning to master the long game and the short game, and I think that's one of the more challenging things that we do as real estate people is, like, you literally have to be simultaneously playing long game and short game at the same time. Yeah,
100%. And that was something that I wasn't able to play the long game because I just was sitting there thinking about what's next? What's next? What am I supposed to be doing? When if you have your systems in place and you have your structure, you're not having to worry about that constantly. So you're able to do these longer game deals with more peace of mind. And I think that changed for me a lot once I really got my systems in place. I was able to like
yeah.
sleep at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, when you're first starting, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like the whole, like, you've gotta put your own life mask on first because, again, easier said than done where it's like, "Oh, you need to also focus on the long game," and it's like, "Well, I need to know how I'm paying my mortgage
Yeah.
or my"
Yeah.
like, and
You can't
that's
focus on what you don't know, you know? And when you
yeah.
first get started, you don't know what I didn't know what to do. I remember asking Sterling Torres, I was like, "What do I do every day?" And now I couldn't even imagine not knowing what to do every day, you know? And so you can't know what to do if you're not in that world. You have to be around those people. You have to see the opportunities. You have to put yourself in those rooms to be able
Yeah,
to see how to do that and do the long game,
yeah.
yeah.
Tell me give me, there's something and I don't wanna botch this, so you have to say it for me. There's something that you say about, like, authenticity that I think is just wonderful how you say it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm. Identity, I think it was my identity quote.
Yes. Yes, 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 that one.
Let me pull it up. I have to make sure I say this right too.
Yeah. I think it's so wonderful, and it's a very, very helpful, statement.
Oh, you're talking about my, I yeah, yeah, yeah. Identity brings alignment. Hold on, what was it?
It's like identity brings alignment and, like anyway, it's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna find it. Oh,
Okay.
imitation brings attention. Identity brings alignment. Imitation
Yes,
brings attention,
okay.
and identity
Okay, say
brings
that okay, one more time. What is it?
okay. It's imitation brings attention, and identity brings alignment. And I
Yes.
say that because when you're aligned, that's when you start to see opportunities. When you're imitating people and you're imitating how you want to be and you're not truly aligned with yourself, you're missing opportunities. They're right in front of your face and you're letting them blow by because you're trying to be someone you're not. And then when you're aligned and you're doing stuff, it's like there's the opportunity, there's the paycheck, there's right there in front of you, go get it. It's so simple how it works, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, just be who you are. I think that's the other thing too. It's like we get so caught up watching, like, social media. It's like, you do one
Right?
you're one of one. Be one of one, right?
Absolutely.
Alright, just give some people some help. So if somebody's in that, like, 4 to 8 million of production range, like, what would you prescribe or force them to do over the next 90 days to, like, get their production up?
I would tell them to do what works for them as far as getting a system. So, like in the mornings, my mornings are brain dump and my CRM. Like I have to start it that way because that's how I know what I'm doing with my day.
Mhm.
So, if it's whether it's your physical CRM, whether it's your going through your email or brain dumping, get the thing that organizes your day and your tasks, do that first thing in the morning. Eat the frog, do what you don't wanna do, and set up your day for success, and then do what you say you're going to do. You know, hold yourself accountable because no one is going to come and save you in this business. It's not gonna happen. So, if you know what you need to do, which it's simple, not easy, you have to show up and do it, and don't forget why you're doing it, though, because right now, I feel like I'm putting in a lot of work so that in 10, 20 years, I don't have to be, you know? Um, and just remember that. I think that do what works, don't reinvent the wheel, and just hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. So that's like the making and keeping promises to yourself. Again, simple, not easy, but can you talk a little bit more about that? So it's like you brain dump, you make yourself a list. So you're making promises to yourself of like, this is what I want to do. You've got your vision of, in 10 years, what you're doing. How do you hold yourself accountable to make sure you actually, because it's doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it sounds simple, but truly it's a success skill to be able to get yourself to actually do what you say you're gonna do. And that eating the frog, we just that too, I think helps.
Mhm. Yeah, it's discipline. I mean, it really is discipline. One thing that helps me, I know when I go through phases where I'm not as physically active or I'm not, taking care of my mental health, it's harder for me to be disciplined. And so I think prioritizing, your health and your mental health is huge because that's what's going to set the foundation to be disciplined, to be able to do those things. Um,
Yeah.
But additionally, I think telling people about my goals, because then I don't want to let other people down too. It's harder. And so I tell my mom, I tell my sister, I tell my dad, I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do this year, and I write it down. And then I'm like, oh shit, now I have to do it, So
Yeah.
um, I think that's helpful too. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's like caretaking mental health, like having a goal and letting people know about it. And the discipline too. Like you have to want it. Nobody's gonna do it for you.
no
So
one's gonna do it for you. And the discipline also, like, don't forget the end goal, your North Star, as you call it. Um, People forget that a lot. It's really easy to get tied up in this business because it's very stressful. I mean, you're in one deal, the next deal, two different, it's just crazy. And so it's easy to get tied up and stressed out, but don't forget why you're doing it and be able to turn it off at the end of the night and know that if my systems are in place and if I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, yeah, that client might lose their due diligence money, but that's the name of the game. That's honestly, that's theirs, not mine. Obviously stressed out and don't want them to do that, but I can't take that home with me. That's the name of the game. And that I told them that to begin with, so I can lay my head down at night. Those kind of things definitely.
yeah. I think yeah, I mean, you have grown so much. Like this is insane to me. It's insane, but like the in the best possible way. And it's like I personally I'm like, "Oh, now it gets fun." I'm like, let's see what she
Oh,
does from
okay.
here."
I'm excited this year because it's the first year, like, I have, my systems and my support, and I have my virtual assistant trained, and I have my goals aligned, and I feel aligned, like, the first year that I'm really, like, locked in, I feel like, so I'm
Like the
excited to see what
CEO,
happens.
like you finally feel like the CEO of your real estate
Yeah, I
businesses.
guess that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah.
And feeling and you're also acting like it, right? Where it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Taking
So
control, like, I agree with that, yeah.
it's awesome. Well, okay, so give everybody so if they're thinking about signing up for coaching, who would you say coaching is for and who would you say it's not for? And I don't whichever one kind of
Um, it's not for someone that isn't wanting to learn and put in the work. I'll tell you that right now. Like, it's simple, not easy. You have to do it. But I think it's for everyone that wants to succeed and do better. And I think everyone can do it, but you have to be willing to put in the work. You literally give them the outline. Like, follow these steps, follow the outline. Um, Agents that are trying to break past that 4, 5, 8 million mark, just sit there and actually do the work. Block out the time an hour after your training or an hour before the training or maybe every other day and do the work besides just the time that you're in the training. That's what's going
yeah.
to make the difference is doing it on your own outside of those trainings, and not just when you're with you. I think that's
Yeah.
what really changed for me too, because I would always come to your trainings and I was locked in when I was there. But once I started time blocking time to do stuff on my own outside of it, it really started to click.
Yeah. I think there's layers to it too, right? So it's like I actually like it when you guys come back like 3 to 5 years later and you're like, "You said this thing and I didn't quite understand or get it." And it's like,
I get
"Yes,
it.
good. I planted the seed and now you're starting to see why I even." Because sometimes it's like I do that on purpose, right? Like I plant these little seeds where I'm like, "I know this makes no sense to you at some point," but it's like it will sprout like almost precisely when you need it to. So, I
That's
like that you
very
said
true.
that.
You're good at that. You are very good at that. It's honestly a little freaky. Like, I was going through something a couple months ago and I was like, damn it, Marissa told me this like a year ago. And she was right. And I called you. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. And you're like, listen, you had to let me learn myself. And I appreciated that because I wouldn't be where I am if you didn't, but you did plant the seed so that I knew when the time was right what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
helpful.
too, and I think stylistically too, like, I'm like, "Go get hurt," and I'm always like, "Go break a proverbial ankle," sprain your ankle, but I'm like, "I won't let you break a hip or die," basically,
Yeah.
right? But it's like,
Yeah.
part of this is like, you have to go out into the field, do it, like, I love that advice of, like, blocking an hour after the training or coaching to just implement, and then
Hmm.
you get to the point where you're at, where it's like, you're so dialed, now you are training people on the training, and then it's like you've got the VA doing your systems for you, and I think a lot of people expect that to be a day one thing, and I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no. You have to, like, go fist fight and, like, learn it first, and then you can replicate and give it to other people." And I said that sequencing is important.
Absolutely. I had to drown, like, before I was drowning last year when I passed that 10,000,000. But that's when I knew, okay, if I can pass this 10,000,000, I was really at the end of that is when I implemented it. And that's when I
Yeah.
realized, you have to drown to be able to get there.
Well,
Because I
it's
couldn't.
capacity building.
It is. That's exactly what it is being able to handle more and more because also paying for that VA and paying for those things, you have to making money to pay for it too. So there's a time and you have to go through it to be able to get there.
Yeah.
And
Can
it's
I ask
not easier, but it's
No.
definitely helpful.
Yeah. Tell me, do you mind just this is the FAQ all the time, people are like, "I need a VA," like, what company did you go through? If
Luxury
you remember.
here. Let me find it. Hold on. They
It's
do
I'm just like, that's such like a little, like, nitty-gritty tactical question, but I'm like, it comes up so frequently, I'm like, let me just ask
virtual
her."
Lux solutions. Virtual Lux
Virtual
solution.
Lux, and you're happy with it?
Very happy. Very, very
Okay.
happy.
Plus the
Mhm.
training and the looms, let's repeat that. She didn't just hire a VA and magic happened, she already had the system and she did the training with them.
Yeah, and we still do trainings, like, sometimes I'm like, "Hey, pause, we have to train, we have to do this." But that's part of having a team, and
Yeah,
it paid off. It was like 2 months of training. Yeah,
yeah.
easily.
But guess what? It's yours
It's made
forever, and that's the fun thing, it's yours
Yep,
forever. And
she
even
can't
and
go
here's the
anywhere.
other thing, let's say, like, this VA, something happens, guess what? You will compress time on the next one and the next
Mhm.
one because you
Yeah,
already have all these videos and stuff set up, so
and those
it gets
videos are great for, like, clients too, walking through closing disclosures, for agents wanting to learn how to work on the MLS or, like, everything, you can use it for so many things, so I love those looms.
yeah.
Definitely protect.
I love it. All right, well, leave us with this. So what's the thing that you're working on personally or professionally that's lighting you up the most? And then how can people support, follow, send you referrals? You mentioned you're in Charlotte and Wilmington, so just give me any of that good stuff.
What's lighting me up right now is, I think all these new builds we have coming up. I've done a lot of acquisition recently for homework. We have some really cool projects in the making right now. And the visionary in me, I'm starting to learn from my dad. My dad is such a true visionary. And so being involved with that and on that side of things is really cool. So from acquisition to figuring out what putting on the lot and building it is what I'm focusing on and loving right now. We have a bunch of beach properties in Rice Beach and Wilmington and Curie Beach. I have some gorgeous ones ready now. And then in Charlotte, we have townhomes coming up with Rachel Cost and Plaza Midwood and then Country Club Heights and some single families. A lot of product for new construction. You can find it on Hallmark's Instagram, which is just at Hallmark Building, or mine, which is Olivia G underscore realtor, Olivia underscore G underscore realtor. And we post about it all the times. Definitely reach out if you ever have referrals because we love referrals and we send them
Or
out all the time too.
land or a tear down or anything.
Land or tear down. If you ever have questions about land, we can look at a piece of land and tell you run for the hills or you can put 3 units on it, relatively quickly. So I always tell people definitely call us with that. We love to partner on all kind of land deals too. Yeah, for
I
sure.
love this. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Olivia, thank you. And if you guys are listening and you're like, what Olivia just says, it resonates. I know I'm built for more. I will link in the description how to get more information on coaching. Would love to have you, but you gotta you gotta put the work in. And Olivia is case in point of doing that. She went from nothing to 26. Well, this is like 4 years, 3 years, five. Okay. Yeah. So
Well, this
over the
year,
course.
when if I hit 26, it'll be 5. Yeah, you're 5.
Okay. So you're five. Incredible. So
Yeah,
Olivia,
it's
thank you.
crazy. Thank you, Marissa. I appreciate you so much.
You too. Bye.
Bye.